for Sangamon Company while they were in high school. And Marilyn did not work for Sangamon Company, but she worked downtown for Macella's in the dress business. Right? Okay. Now we should start on Dick, and I think I have to bring some notes up for Dick. And I wasn't going to be able to cover everything, but I think we'll just cover some of the highlights or some of the major things with Dick. I don't know if any of you know that Dick was in the Marines. Yeah, I think that's where he was able to get tough and is tough with everybody today. Betty tells me he was military police. I wasn't aware of that, so you know. But that was in 45, 46. And when he got out of the service, fortunately he did not have to go overseas. He wasn't active duty, but he didn't have to go overseas. He was able to stay stateside in Camp Pendleton, California, which wasn't too bad a duty. As I mentioned before, they got married in 1947. Just celebrated their 45th wedding anniversary. Dick graduated, as we all know, from the University of Missouri. He's a staunch Tiger supporter, as many of you sports fans know. And he graduated in 1950. I might add that Dick also was on the National Honor Society, and he was in the upper 10% of his class at the University of Missouri. And he is a member of the Beta Gamma Sigma. After he graduated from college, he went into civil service because he was still in the reserve with the Marines, and that was during the Korean conflict, and there was a possibility that he thought he might be called back to duty. Fortunately, he didn't have to go, so it all worked out fine. In 1952, December of 1952, he joined Ernst & Ernst, which is a CPA firm who now does our audit, now known as Ernst & Young, and started there in December of 52. Dick got involved with the Sangamon Company to do the audit. He came up here 3 years in a row and did the audit for Sangamon Company, and he also did the audit at Hopper Paper Company, which is now Georgia Pacific. Those were two clients that Ernst & Ernst had up in Missouri at that point in time. On his last trip up here, George Westbrook right here, asked him to come back for 2 weeks because there was a problem in getting some statements done. I forget now if it was Rose or George Wiegand who were sick at the time, so Dick said, yeah, he would come back. He came back up and spent 2 weeks working on the statements to get them all cleaned up. And at that point in time, George here again offered him the job to stay on with Sangamon Company, and couldn't accept it. And I think one of the famous sayings that George has here is that he came up for 2 weeks, and he's been here ever since. But Dick did start with Sangamon Company on April the 4th, 1956. So he's celebrating what we consider 36 years of service as he retires at this point in time. Right after he started, George was currently then, I think, office manager, plus many other duties. And shortly after Dick came up here, he took over the responsibilities of office manager. And there are a few of you in this room that I think can remember being interviewed by Dick and were hired by Dick. And I'll just mention a couple of names that give maybe some of the old timers, but I think we mentioned it that last time we had a number 40 from March 5th, she was one of the people that Dick hired. Sharon Davis, right over here, is another person. Sharon came with us, I think, through our office occupation, and then she left for a while, and she's back, and she's been here ever since. Lucille Arthur, wherever Lucy is, there's Lucy is one, and everybody knows Mary Lou Happy here. He was another one that he hired. Dick did tell me that Pat Petty, wherever Pat is, was here before Dick got here, so he wasn't able to hire her. I think, I don't know, Pat, were you here with office occupations also, or? No, you were here. Shortly after Dick got here and assumed the duties of office, manager, Mr. A.J. Westwick, the founder of our company, asked Dick to get involved in inventory control, production planning, and although he had an accounting background, he spent very little time with Rose and George Wiegand. He helped on the audit and so forth, and did some work on the statements, but primarily he started working with Mr. A.J. Westwick in laying out forms and working on production schedule. Mr. Westwick would travel down here to Taylorville because he was stationed really in Chicago, and would work with Dick on making out some forms. And when he couldn't make it down here, Dick would travel up to Chicago on the Wabash Railroad and work with Mr. A.J. up in his office in Chicago. But Dick is very acquainted with how to lay out forms and so forth, and I don't know if many of you knew that or not. I think it was a privilege for Dick to be able to work with Mr. Westwick. He was a very intelligent man and the founder of our company, and I know Dick learned quite a bit from him. One of the big problems we had, I guess, in those days was without a computer. Everybody now just pushes buttons and everything happens. One of our major seasonal lines was Christmas, and back in those days they had to do everything manually by hand. I'm sure George remembers this because I think he was involved, so was Al, in making out these applications. And once the orders were received from S.S. Kresge Company, which is now Kmart, they would have to go through and allocate stock to these orders and be sure that they kept track of the stock as they did it. They have to write the stock down. Somebody had to type the order. They had a big staff of people working on just doing allocations on Christmas orders. So Dick came up with the idea, and Al worked with him on having S.S. Kresge Company send us down their IBM cards, from which they ran the basic data to give us to run their orders. At that point in time, we were able to get the IBM cards, and Dick got involved with something computing over in Decatur, Illinois, which did service bureau work. And they worked out a program, several programs, in order to allocate these Christmas orders and do it in a more timely fashion. It's my understanding that it took like 3 to 4 months to do these orders manually. And after Dick had worked through and got the thing working, and they were run on the computer or computer record equipment at that in those days, they were able to do it in about 2 or 3 weeks. So that was a big improvement. It really got a lot of time out of it. That was really the beginning of data processing for Sangamon Company. From that point on, it is going into where it is today. The building that we're in was built in 1957, and Dick was very much involved in that, from auditing the cost of the construction, working with local contractor Gene Kennedy, and an attorney we had in Chicago, Mr. O'Toole, and an architect. And Dick got along well with everybody, but I think Mr. Kennedy eventually got a little closer with the attorney and the architect. But Dick got them all in line and kept everything going. And we are now in this building today. And that came about because we originally were in the Hopper Paper Company building over where the paper mill is, and they needed to expand. And so rather than for us to stay there, the family decided to go ahead and build a new building, and that's where we are here today. Dick did have, I think, was involved in laying out the office and the reception area of the building. He had to make some changes on the architect's drawings and so forth, and that's pretty much where we're at today. As I said, he did work on the audits when they came up here. In fact, I came up on the audit several times. We worked with Dick on doing the statements. In November of 1959, Dick was elected as an officer of the company. He was given the title of Assistant Secretary and Assistant Treasurer. And that was in November of 59. In 1961, Mr. A.J. Westwick passed away, and Al started getting involved in the creative side of our business and working on the forms. And from that point on, Dick worked very closely with Al Westwick in designing forms, doing the production schedule and so forth. Working hand-in-hand with the creative department. In March of 1965, Dick was elected as vice president of the company, and he's been a vice president of the company ever since that time in 1965. In 1978 to 1980, he was given responsibility of personnel when he left that position, that was right after that, Irwin came with us, our personnel manager. And I might add that about 20 to 25 people, I looked at the seniority list today, the people that were hired during this year were hired by Dick Robbins. So Dick has seen a lot of people come and go over his many years of service here at Sangamon. In 1980, as everyone knows, Dick had open heart surgery. Yes, his surgery went very well, but the day after surgery, he ended up with a light stroke. And I think it was 6 to 8 weeks on recovery. When Dick came back to the Sangamon company, he was thinking about retiring then and not working anymore. We convinced him that he'd be better off to stay with us, continue working, stay active, and it's worked out very well for Dick and also for Sangamon. After he came back after surgery, the major portion of the personnel files, primary all the confidential files like pension, life insurance, stayed with Dick, and Dick has been kind of working on that and keeping everything up to date on all our records. And as you all know, just recently in 1991, Dick had another open heart surgery. He had 4 bypasses, and this one went very successfully, and everything worked out fine. And Dick is healthy, and we're very happy with him. And I might say that I probably missed something going over a few years here at Sangamon because there's a lot of things that happened over a 36-year period. But we all know you've done an excellent job for us. So we certainly appreciate that. And I think you can look at this room and you have many, many friends not here, but also from the plant. And I think when you have a chance to be on cards and some of the comments of our people today, you'll understand that you are definitely a friend. And sorry to see you leave us. Okay. We have in fact, George, you want to come in here? Because we have a plaque here for Dick. It says, Richard B. Robbins, in recognition for 36 years of loyal and dedicated service, April 1, 1992. So Dick just made the 36 years, April 8th. That's what I have. One other thing for Dick, that is a check. We understand that Dick is going to, Dick and Debbie, are going to do some traveling after he retires. And hopefully Dick that'll help you break some of these steps. So if you're a fan of the movie, going to California, down to Mexico, when you retire, you can do a lot of these things and do wherever you want to go. So we hope that you're enjoying and wishing you well.
Just a very few short words. The resume that Gene Buzz had was excellent. Just made me feel very fortunate that you didn't have that resume when I talked to you in 1955. You never could have afforded a heart. And that would have been my loss, the loss of many, many people since 1955. What Gene said, there is something. Because Dick did come in on a temporary audit for 2 weeks. 2 months later, they said, whatever happened to Dick Province? They said, oh, he's over in that other office. Fortunately, 36 years later, Dick is still with us. And maybe not in the office anymore, Dick, but certainly in our hearts and in our spirit. One of the nicest things with Dick is that I was lucky. Dick followed me on many jobs. I was office manager. Dick came in, cleaned up the mess. I had functions as I progressed over the years. Dick would follow me. And anything that I did that was done well, Dick would come in and see to it that it was either done better or continued well. My dad very much enjoyed working with me. My father personally loved Dick Robbins very much. your integrity, your honesty, your dedication, and I want to just a little comment to you people in marketing. I think Dick probably is the best marketing man we know. Who else could get me sitting in 82-degree weather on the east shore overlooking the ocean, enjoying everything, and someone calls me up and says, "Come on back, we're having a big bash." I said, "Who is this?" They said, "This is Dick Province. I'm calling from Las Vegas." I thought you went there. I just got back from the Bay. But Dick, again. That probably means we should all enjoy Christmas again for you and for Betty, for both of you. It's been a wonderful, wonderful relationship with you. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Dick, for all the years we spent with you. Fun in knowing you, fun living with you. And I know when we went to sign your card and put a little note in, we had so many people that had written notes, not just sign your name, to express to them what they think of the province. And I hope that each of your future years will have good health, a lot of traveling, to keep that same good spirit with you that you left with all of us here over these past many, many years. God bless you, Dick. Okay, Dick's going to say something, but in closing, before we eat, I'd just like to ask you to do one thing for me, to join in and singing what I think is a song that really could have been written for Dick Province, for he's a jolly good fellow.
I didn't write a speech, but I think I know what to say. I just hope I say it right. The Sangamon's been good to me and my family, and as you know, I've had health problems about over 20 years, and for Sangamon to allow me to continue to work. And I hope that I have contributed enough to justify their decisions. And next to my family, the people, the list of the people who I like best are the people at Sangamon. And it's been wonderful. I've been able to work with wonderful people. I've worked with them and worked for wonderful people. And I just want to thank everybody.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. There's nobody can deny. Hey, Dick.
To start, we have a gift here for Dick, and I guess Betty can share in it. Important. Yes. If you want to go ahead and open those, and then we'll start eating.
These people are going to be starving.
Still looking around. Too many here starving. Getting it on?
Yeah. Two cameras here.
Where's Sherry?
There's Sherry right there.
Mom? Mom? What is it? What is it? It's a box. She's been needing a box. Ah. Oh, yeah. Oh, luggage. Tonight. All right. Your grandfather's celebration. Pretty yuppie, huh? It's a little bit tight on space. We used to have it up on display. They put up some new access. They wanted
We decided we have to vote. We voted. I'm the only one.
I'm going to veto all of this.
You put it to a vote.
Yes, she did. And you stood in front of them. We gotta go back to work. It's a shaver. Was that what it is? I thought it was a camera. I did too. What was that? Oh, muggy time. That's right.
It always denies.
I think Mexico is quite expensive.
That's why we got the tuna salad and stuff like that.
I see.
We had a couple of meetings for years ago.
Oh, I thought it was absolutely wonderful. Everything was just perfect. And I told the kids before we even came out that out here, the ladies, any opportunity of celebration would bring in plates of brownies and cookies and pictures telling about. And it was just, it's just more of an interest in enjoying things like that. And I think this has been nice around here today. I don't see how it could possibly
About the only thing I can do is
better. This worked out beautiful.
So you got everybody got enough to eat and everything. Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
That's why I tell you, we want
When we were
to,
in Florida, they had a special.
we gotta get too busy and doing traveling. We want to
chicken.
take you guys out to dinner or something.
They had a
Either
special.
Friday night or
Wow,
Saturday.
some of the special $79.
There ain't nobody to be giving you a call.
And I knew the chefs.
It's kind of a set a date or a sprinkle or something.
Never tried it.
It's really nice. I think that would be really a pleasure.
So what, Gene? They got a reason to hold you to that now.
Oh, you got me on there. You got me recorded now.
How's Darlene's mother now?
She's doing fine. Well, that's really
Her one eye is just about healed up. In fact, she goes now.
Is the weather good?
I can't remember if it's next week or the following.
perfect. We were about 65.
Since she had a cataract.
In
Yes.
January, that's
My mom went through all she went through all that.
and then
One at a
the
time.
day after,
Yeah, well, she did one, and now she's going back to do
it
the rain.
rains.
But it's a long, Christmas. She got to go back every week, to the doctor. Doctor
2 or 3 days and over a
And
couple of
she's
weeks.
got probably would have had that hat that she wears every week.
March.
I
The last 2 or 3 days were totally happened. One of the her freaking 2 or 3 were just fair. So I would say I was ready to go. Came in for your party, man. Believe me, this is a good place. I'm kidding you, but I wouldn't be prepared.
I was telling
I'm just glad. Now, I'm
Oh, I thought he was having another piece
his
of cake. I couldn't wait.
retirement health,
You wanna go?
resting
You
up
wanna
a
go
lot,
back?
getting the right exercise, and I can only tell. I don't think I'm.
that's John was, Bill's sister, John
My children. Round it out. His schedule. You have to come back and see, okay? You don't come back tomorrow. You gotta come back next month and I'll see.
He helped me out a lot.
It's not easy to work with.
The thing that been
I remember you.
900,000. I heard.